I'm sorry to have left you hanging. After the intermission, there's only like 10 minutes left in the debate. But let's just do a little recap. People were wondering why, if there are so many candidates on the ballot, only 10 of them were at the debate. I mean, come on. You know the answer. They had the 10 most predominant candidates, which is terrifying. So let's go through them in the order in which they were seated. There was this guy, terrifying. Then there was this guy. I didn't even know the PPC was still a thing. Then there was Bonnie, the libertarian guy. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't subscribe to any of his beliefs, but he was entertaining. Then there was Ashley McDonald, the Green Party candidate. This guy. Darcy Spady is the Liberal candidate. There was Sarah. Catherine Swampy is the NDP candidate. And then this guy. Terrifying times 2. When I say terrifying, I say it because some of the people sitting in that panel live in a fantasy world. They believe things that aren't happening. They target certain communities. And by target, I mean vilify. Oh, there was the separation talk. The woe is Alberta talk. I'm not going to play you clips of everything.
Thank you very much. And thank you to all the candidates on the stage. I think it's been a great debate. What do you think?
Sorry, I should have trigger warned that. Pierre reminds me of a guy you hire off a Facebook marketplace to MC your wedding that doesn't know anything about the couple and just says words. Just obvious words. Now again, I'm not here to tell you who to vote for. There's 2 camps, and some of the candidates addressed it in their closing statements. There's the camp of anybody but Pierre. There's the camp of, well, Pierre's gonna win, so vote with your conscience. So that's what you guys need to do. Figure out your goal and vote that way. Now, of course, as part of a debate, when somebody answers a question, there's a response from the audience. There were a lot of cheers when Pierre was talking. And to be clear, the riding of Battle River Crowfoot is huge. The debate was in Camrose. I don't know that people are going to travel 4 hours to get to a debate. But you know who did get to a debate? This pine cone, with his bus full of supporters out of St. Albert and Sherwood Park, probably Edmonton, traveling down the QE2 to go and cheer for his bub.
But it had nothing to do with sex. I wasn't thinking about sex at all.
That never gets old. I think everybody spoke well, even if I don't agree with what they're saying. There's some things that I didn't like from some of the candidates. I don't like the term taking care of our own when referring to immigration. I don't like that term. And that was said by a few candidates. A lot of them took shots at Pierre, regardless of what side they're on. They pointed out things like, he doesn't even go here. And the importance of having somebody that understands the community represent the community. Like, that makes sense, right? And there are pros and cons to having an independent candidate versus somebody affiliated with a party, even if it's some made-up, weird Christian alt-right party. Would an independent candidate be able to actually represent their riding because they don't have to align with any party? Maybe. Maybe that would be a good thing. There were a lot of things that were good to hear and a lot of things I didn't like hearing. And so ultimately people need to decide. Vote strategically or vote with your conscience. And maybe those 2 align. I don't think they would align for me. But that's the gist. Bonnie did ask a good question though. How many people there were eligible to vote? Spoiler alert, not many. And even though some on the panel don't actually live in the riding, they're still on Alberta soil. Like literally on the border of the riding. They don't live in Ottawa. Oh yeah, Pierre said Calgary born and raised, but Alberta's not your home, Pierre. So Battle River Crowfoot needs to decide. Are you going to vote for somebody who kept thanking the elected MP for stepping down, who is using your riding to obtain the seat? Not because he cares about your riding, but he thinks you're easy. Or do you vote for somebody that, if elected, is going to represent what you believe in Parliament, to represent your riding? It's a toughie.
To whirl around a little bit in Riley on the 4-wheeler. I might still get a ticket at some point for that. But, you know, my mission here is to give national leadership to the issues that are of local importance.
No, it's not. Your mission, as many of the candidates pointed out, is to be Prime Minister. You don't care about Battle River Crowfoot. Pierre cares about Pierre. Do what you gotta do on August 18th. But even if Pierre wins, anything less than 83% is a loss. And if Pierre wins, as Bonnie said, are y'all gonna be doing this again come February? If you know, you know. Taking care of our own.